What is going on, everyone? Welcome to Party on Broad. Eagles get the W 22-10. Move on, advance to the divisional round. We're talking top takeaways. We're also watching the Rams versus the Vikings game as we're live. Maybe do some reaction to that as well. Joining us, he is Ryan Reese at Philly Sports PSA on X. What's going on, Ryan?
Not much. You know what? I know a lot of people are complaining that this wasn't a great game, but it's the freaking playoffs. No one gives a crap how you win. All that matters is that you do win. And we did that. And now we get to sit and watch to see who we're playing next week.
Yes, sir. Marshawn is already chiming in, reading his fundamental as my man Rob. Rob is.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I supposed to be paying attention?
There are many fine books, leather-bound books. He is. What's going on, man?
Or 3 pieces of paper that I just folded. One of the two. But only in Philadelphia could we turn an author into a best-selling author in a matter of 24 hours. Because of something like that. Now, listen, it's not very often you hear this, but I agree with Ryan. This is the playoffs, baby. Any win is a good win. Doesn't have to be the prettiest, but honestly, there were parts of this game that were just gorgeous from the Eagles, and that's the defensive side of the ball, just dominating the hits. This team's got some things to clean up. But it kind of reminds me of, 2017 with a 15-10 victory against the Atlanta Falcons. So, they're going to have some time to clean it up, and we'll see how this thing plays out next week with one of these two teams.
All right, let's get into our top takeaways against the Packers. It was a weird game in that I remember during the post-game show, I wasn't ecstatic. It's funny because I predicted the Eagles will win by 2 touchdowns, 14 points. They're won by 12. Mm-hmm. Saquon breaks that run, and they win 29-12, something like that, 20, somewhere around there. Totally different narrative than 22-10. Why is there such a disparity? I think most of my emotions are tied into Nakobe Dean at the given moment. It was really hard for me this morning, just going through processing those emotions, because he's come so far in his development. He's improved so much in 2024. For some reason, his individual injury is kind of taking over my excitement over the W. That's just my current status. Rob, where are you at? What was your top takeaway?
Yeah, I mean, look, my heart breaks for Nakobe Dean because of what he developed into this year. I mean, he was phenomenal in so many different ways, became a leader at the defense, and he's going to be a tough guy to replace. I mean, it's going to be a difficult guy to replace. But, listen, when the Eagles get to the playoffs, and I'll say it again, any win is a good win. And it wasn't a win that you came out thumping your chest about the offense, but damn it, if you're not thumping your chest about the defense, outside of, one drive in this game where they seemingly forgot to they didn't know how to tackle, they were dominant. And you could say Green Bay was injured, and yes, they were. And yeah, it was a half a body bag game and all that. But it started with the physicality of the Philadelphia Eagles from literally the first kickoff. And then when you think about Nolan Smith, right, Mr. Guy that, he's too small, injures a guard because of his physicality in hitting him clean. I mean, they were clean hits all the way around. And by the way, normally Green Bay, I think you got a great set of fans. This bitching that it should have been targeting on Oren Burks on the opening kickoff, your guy lowered his head. Nobody else. Your guy lowered his head. That's not targeting, you dummies. Jesus Christ. But my takeaway has got to be this defense. This defense was just incredible. Three turnovers, three picks, from guys that have done it all year. And Slay, who not many people want to give credit to, but he's done it. Obviously, Zach Barn. And then how great was it to see Q finish the game off with his first pick of his career. I don't care that Zach Barn absolutely grabbed the dude and tackled him. The ball was about 10 yards underthrown. So I'm going to let that one slide. But listen, if the Philadelphia Eagles defense plays like that, they're going to be a tough out against anyone, no matter if the offense is poor or not. And I don't expect the offense to be that sluggish again, although, we'll talk a little bit about why we think that was.
Yeah. I think Eagles fans are now realizing how good that Green Bay defense really is. I thought they played terrific.
Yeah.
I think they did some things that surprised the Eagles offense. And I think paired that with mostly Kellen Moore's terrible game plan. For me, it's like 75-25. Kellen Moore was the problem, then Jalen Hurts. We'll get into that. But I agree with the physicality. The Philadelphia Eagles, by the end of the game, they were knocking guys left and right, led by, you named it, Nolan Smith, who had a career game. What's funny is Nolan Smith owns 12.5% of the sacks on Jordan Love this year. It's pretty cool. For a guy that a lot of people called a bust, for a guy that has really just steadily improved as the season progressed. Ryan, what was your top takeaway?
It's honestly, you guys said it. It's that defense. They absolutely carried us while, Jalen was adjusting back to, life, as a professional quarterback. And obviously there was some rust there. And, you obviously threw quite a bit of blame on Kellen Moore. I don't know if I'd go that high. I think there were times where Jalen could have maybe read the situation a little bit better and audibled out. But again, that's to be expected. And I wasn't expecting a huge Jalen game, honestly. I was expecting him to do enough, and he did. And that's the reason why our defense has put us in this position time in and time again, is while sometimes our offense may be trying to figure itself out, or there might be an important player coming back from an injury trying to get themselves acclimated. The defense has been steady and has been our rock all season. And, obviously, my biggest takeaway is the loss of Nakobe Dean.
Yeah.
Times you've been saying it since it happened in our chats and whatnot. And I haven't even had the heart to talk about it. And Rob's obviously so upset he had to leave too. But this is a guy that I rooted for, not only in college, but certainly when we drafted him, and the injuries that he was dealing with in his rookie season and the year before, and he finally got himself healthy, and he finally showed us the linebacker that he was always meant to be. And it's honestly, it breaks my heart. You said you were gutted. I don't know what the worst version of gutted is, but that's where I'm at. I am depressed in what otherwise was a great day. Nakobe Dean was the heart and soul of this defense, honestly, and his story this year, turning himself into what could have been an all-pro season was fantastic. And I'm hurting real bad knowing that Nakobe Dean suffered such an injury that not only will he most likely not start the season next year, but it's also an injury that it's a little tough to come back from, and it's always
That's it for me, Ryan, is like that fact that it's going to impact his 2025 season. the last year of his contract,
right. And potentially his future. I mean, it's not an easy injury to come back from in general. So
I missed the what was the full I missed the full diagnosis earlier today.
Patellar tendon, right? So
it's
guys like Jared Mayo, guys like Victor Cruz, it's knocked them out. And the fact that it's going to hit him financially, it's going to hit him across the board, and where he was trending, and him and Zach Bond, it just sucks, man. I'm not going to lie. Like I know
and Dives, again, you know me, man. I'm obviously a big linebacker guy, and I was so high on Dean in that draft, and have been rooting for this kid since day one. I went out immediately, got myself a Dean jersey. This absolutely this one hurts because I have personally invested quite a bit of time and I'm hurt bad, honestly.
I think you could go back and hear me saying that, like, I felt like a proud father trying to watch him play.
That's a great comparison. I like that.
Honestly, and I think I've said it a couple times, like watching him, I lived and died off every play of his. When he made a mistake, it hurt me. When he made a great play, I cheered extra loud for him. And I just it is a shame because it could be not career ending, but it could be career altering. And it definitely could be career altering here in Philadelphia, which is really, really sad, and I think at the end of the season, I'll lament it more. I'm the kind of guy that for me, I got to stay locked into what's going on. And right now what's going on is Eagles have a divisional playoff game at home next week that Ryan should be kind and let me come with him too. But, he never invites me ever. So that's okay, though.
Well, listen, the only time I invited you to anything, you bailed. So
I'm sorry. I chose my daughter. But anyway.
Anyway,
let's move on.
Somebody was saying that they were down there. Dakota. Dude, I was down there too, and man, that first play, that kickoff, when it all went out, and there was a scrum. I honestly, that might have been. I want to say that was top 10 loudest. I think I've heard it. It was everybody was already so jacked up, and the first play happened. And then they go ahead. Oh, we got to take another look at it when the offense is already in the field. Play blows up again.
I could have sworn I was getting overturned.
Same, because when they showed the replay, again, it showed the guy kind of had it, but he didn't really have it.
But the one angle that really showed it, they don't use in replay, and that's the sky cam. And they do not use that angle apparently in replay. And that was the one that I think would have overturned it.
It might have.
Thank God for not using the sky cam.
It might have. And again, to another point that Dakota brought up a little earlier, that one, he's absolutely right. Jalen had no one to throw it to. Honestly, the Packers, I will give them a billion% credit. They had a great game plan for Jalen in that passing offense. They knew that their run defense, was really good, and they were going to rely on that. But they obviously made focus to that pass defense, knowing that they were down a man. And they had Jalen in fits, and there were a lot of plays where, Jalen had to. Ryan hung up that Eagles shower curtain to hide his Cowboys. Oh my God.
Q, you started. I was going to say that's why all of a sudden he's got all this Eagles stuff up today. I think he once again he was a little butthurt last week.
First of all, my mother personally sewed these. Okay, not shower curtains. This is actually real. Now,
what Eagles fan did she actually make them for before you stole them to put them over your Cowboys decor?
God. I'm literally talking to you on a $250 personalized bar made
the Dallas Star
for me. No, do you see a star on here? No,
I can't see anything. You have it hidden pretty well.
I'll move everything. I'll give another show, baby. I'll show everything. I don't care.
Hopefully not.
You know, it's
Please
funny.
show us everything.
No, you know how a lot of it's like wives obviously have the little star as like the farm star, and it's like a nice like decorative thing to put in people's homes. Mm-hmm. I refused. I was like, this house will never have an effing star in it. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's one of my kids' toys. I'm throwing it the F out. There's no stars. You will not find a single star in this house.
Okay.
Dakota says the link was rocking last night.
It was so much fun.
We lost Jordan Hicks in 2017. Relax.
All right. Well, listen, Nooms. I get it, but no one, not even Jordan Hicks's mother, had a personal, whatever relationship or whatever you want to call it with him. Nobody was rooting for him like that. Trust me.
Minnesota's defense just looked like Swiss cheese on that first.
Either way, a lot of people think the Minnesota Vikings are the biggest threats to the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Rams just went down and scored.
Yeah, they've been.
We'll talk about that. But when in what segment, Dives, are we going to talk about the Eagles' offense and
right
what
next
was the biggest problem? Okay.
Yeah, we'll get to this. Let me get some comments. They're coming in. And then we'll get to what was the real problem for the Eagles. Kamar says it looked like Dean knew he was hurt to play before. He knew as soon as he sat up, he was done. Dakota says pay Zach Bond immediately. Amen.
Linebacker we got left.
You cannot let Zach Bond leave. You pay him what he wants. He will just work that much harder. But he relies on speed. That's the problem. Absolutely. That's the biggest difference between him and Burks. We'll get into that. Both Jalen and Kellen will have better games next week. We'll get into that. They better because it was a hot mess. Oren Burks will be fine. Hopefully after a week of practices with the ones, he will be improved. But he looked lost yesterday. Very, very lost. It was a bad matchup for Oren Burks. Yeah, he had the special teams play, but man, he just looked a step too slow against a team that wants to get you going left and right, against an offense that will counter you to death, and he was a big problem. In the postseason, man, you are as good as your weakest defender, and he's going to be targeted for sure by whoever wins this game, as we're watching. Just like Avante with Green Bay in week 1. Oren Burks, we'll get into him, I'm sure, on one of these segments. Ryan is more an Eagle than America. Right. Zach Bond's going nowhere. Give Hertz credit for checking out of the play, knowing Goddard was isolated.
True, that was
a great audible.
He's just lucky he made a good. Goddard made an unbelievable catch.
Right. Yeah. And then decided to talk about
abuse that man.
Stuff there.
Yep.
Stiffing arm 3 times.
Ryan is a bigger cowboy than John Wayne.
Never heard of the guy.
Narrative. Oh, it was a hard day for Ryan, especially Kenny Gainwell ripped off 2 solid runs.
Yeah, listen, it's funny. Yeah. It's funny you say that. There was a moment where I was like, all right, fine.
Oh shit!
I'll give him credit. That was a good play.
Then
he did something later. I was like, get your ass to the sideline.
Ryan buys a Dean jersey and proceeds to say nobody has a bigger personal relationship.
Yeah, because that's all it was. No, that's not what I meant by that. I meant the time spent. And Dives knows he was there for most of that time spent.
Yes.
So believe me.
Yep. The Rams are the biggest problem. Rams don't want to come to Philly. I bet AJ Brown releases his own book.
I literally love how NFL Network and ESPN and whoever you want are literally spending and wasting their precious on-air time talking about AJ Brown reading a freaking book.
Did you see Jahan Dotson just totally debunk the idea that AJ Brown's pissed off And he because Greg Jennings said
Right.
he's not into it, he doesn't care, and then he showed him before the Redskins game in which he had 6 catches for 97 yards, reading a book.
Yeah, apparently, I love how nobody's ever noticed it before, but apparently he's done it multiple times where he just has a book out there and sometimes he reads it.
Krabby says Ryan visits a dominatrix who makes him wear a Gainwell jersey and sing the Eagles fight song, except Eagles is changed to game. We are officially off the rails, as we always are.
That's quote of the week. Thank you, sir.
Oh, boy. You know what? Let's see who can come up with the best safe word for me.
Dakota says, do you see either of these teams having a shot in Philadelphia? I don't.
I don't either, honestly.
Just the way the Packers meshed up with what they were good at, with what the Eagles defense was good at. I was nervous. My gut said they would win by 2 scores. But the later the week, the further the week into the wild card week, like I got more nervous, and Josh Jacobs and how good of he is breaking tackles. And even still, they had the most missed tackles they had all season. Even still missing Nakobe Dean, they held him to 10 points. Outside of that Josh Jacobs big run, like he really didn't do that much damage.
And there weren't that many big plays. They didn't.
That's it. They had one explosive play. Like everything was underneath. The Eagles did a really good job. They didn't get home a lot, but the pressure was consistent.
Jordan Love was skittish.
I thought Jordan Davis was terrific. That was a very good Jordan Davis game. And if that's the expectation, no other NFC team can compete with this Eagles squad on defense. Nobody. It's not even close. Yep. All right. I don't even know where we're at. All Gainwell does is get first downs. So true. We've got Sean in the house. Marshawn says Ryan's a John Hightower truther.
Oh, absolutely not. Never liked that bump.
Maybe time for Trot to grow. Let's get into that. Might as well.
Yeah.
Oren Burks or Trot Jr. Who are you going with, Rob?
Listen, people are going to kill me, but you got to go Oren Burks. You got to go with the guy who's got the experience. A guy, you give him a week of practice, I think he can be okay. He's not going to be Nakobe Dean, but I don't think he's going to be as piss poor as he was this past week. Look, I love Trot Jr., okay, and I hope he has a great career. His first, legitimate start cannot come in the divisional round of the playoffs. I just don't think that's fair to him. I don't think that's fair to the defense. Listen, Zach Bond is going to be the signal caller, okay? You're going to run. I mean, you may see them run maybe a couple, extra DBs out there at times. Maybe only do the one linebacker a little bit more. You're going to see a lot of that, I think. But I'm just not ready to sit here and say to you that they should start Trot Jr. As much as I would love to say that, I just can't. If I'm being totally honest,
he's not ready. He's not ready.
I mean, you're right. It is a lot to expect him, to come out in such a big pivotal moment. But listen, sometimes these are how the origin stories go. And while I agree that we should be putting in Oren Burks, I think the leash needs to be pretty short. So
the thing I'll add is you saw what happened with Oren Burks when he replaced Dre Greenlaw when he went down with an injury and he got torched. So it's one of those things: do you go with the unknown or do you go with?
I think a week of full practice, knowing who your opponent is, I think is paramount to all of this, and it will be Oren Burks. There's not a question that it won't be, but. Yeah. Again, I think you need to have a short leash, and like Rob said, I think you need to run a lot more, one linebacker sets, to kind of counteract that.
Ryan's safe word is "We them boys."
That's disappointing.
I like this idea of give Coop some snaps at linebacker, maybe in dime packages. That'd be really interesting. These AJ Brown narratives are based on 95% speculation. Don't listen to the media, man. We've been saying that on this show for a long time. Half of the missed tackles were that long one.
They kind of were.
I felt like the entire defense had a missed tackle on that play.
That play and the one I don't know if it was Reed or Wicks. One of them, just like
I think it was went
on
Wicks
across the field.
Yeah, I think it was.
Man, shout out to Nadir. I miss that guy, or wherever. He was our resident Furkan Korkmaz fan.
Oh,
Rob yawning reminds me of the MGM line.
Oh shit!
Goddamn right. You know what that means?
Rob catching strays.
Now I'm not catching strays. I'm a lion, baby. I'm the king of the freaking jungle. No strays here, baby. King of the jungle.
Matthew Stafford is going off. The Rams got the ball again, nearly at the 50-yard line.
I honestly think that the Vikings got exposed by the Lions, and I think that's all the
I'm telling you, I was going to say that I would have rather had the Vikings come than the Rams if I had to pick one. But
Works was probably playing Call of Duty.
Yeah, exactly. He was like, I guess I'll play a little special teams. Bring back Zach.
Isaiah Rodgers.
Mufasa.
The pass defense for the Eagles was terrific in general. I mean, we mentioned all the interceptions, but how about Isaiah Rodgers coming in for Darius Slay in that brief
plays
playing coverage,
which he's ultimately going to do every single game because Slay will ultimately get hurt for about 4 plays. Oh, there he goes, Mufasa.
They're not going to go outside.
Mufasa's exhausted. Okay, leave me alone.
All right. Any other takeaways before we get into the offense?
No.
All right, let's go into the Eagles' offense. And I thought it was so bad. I mean, after Jalen Hurts started hot, the Packers started to dial up the blitz. This is a team that didn't do a lot of blitzing during the regular season. And we're really going all out to go after Jalen Hurts. And for the most part, Jalen Hurts was very good against the blitz all year long. And the game plan, the lack of slants, the lack of cohesion between the pass game and the run game, and the abandoning of Saquon Barkley, it was bad. It was really bad. It was the worst performance from Kellen Moore this season. I'm not saying Jalen Hurts was perfect by any means, but for the most part, again, I'm more 75-25. Kellen Moore's game plan has to be better. I mean, we didn't see a single slant to A.J. Brown. They didn't utilize Devontae really in the short, quick pass game until late, in the third quarter. And then suddenly things started to work. So I'm baffled at what we saw from Kellen Moore, given everything. On the other end, they did beat the Packers, a top 5 defense, the best defense they'll face probably in the playoffs, maybe. And they probably should have put up 29 points on them, nearly 30 points. Oh, fumble Rams, they got it. Rob, what was your take on the Eagles offense?
So I know this is going to surprise everybody, but I actually sat down today, put on the all 22, and watched every single Jalen Hurts drop back because I was very curious. Was this a matter of Jalen not finding receivers that were open, or was this a matter of receivers not being open, game plan, all that stuff? And although I'm not going to say 75-25, I will say it was about 65-35 on Kellen Moore.
Okay.
And a lot of it was this. There were the plays that stuck out to me as far as that Jalen should have made. He had the 2 bad thrown balls to AJ, one on the slant, the one on the fake tush push. There were 2 plays where he could have gotten 3 or 4 yards by throwing the ball to Goddard or throwing the ball to Gainwell, and instead he held it and either got sacked or had to throw the ball away. But I saw a lot of what we saw early in this season, deep route concepts that took too long to develop.
Yep.
I saw guys being blanketed very, very well. And that's not a shot at the receivers. I just think the coverage was there because they were all deep routes, and they were these deep hitches or these deep sometimes just run the quick guys and not the quick guy pass out to Saquon Barkley on a, in line with you pass. I mean, run the quick across the middle plays. It really baffled me. And on top of that, you were gaining yards on the ground. And at times I felt like they didn't run the ball enough in that first half specifically, where it would be like they'd have two carries and get a first down. Then on the next one, they get shut down. And then all of a sudden he's throw again. Like, I just thought that it was a very early in the season game plan from Kellen Moore and play calling. And that was what was really depressing for me. And I think that'll change. I hope that'll change a little bit. But there's no way that A.J. Brown should only have one catch for 10 yards. There's just no way. Like, you have to call more slants to get him the ball. So
hold on. Robert says Jalen can't process quick enough to throw the quick pass.
I disagree.
On quick throws, Jalen Hurts was 7 of 9 and a touchdown on quick passes. On long dropbacks, he was 6 of 12 for 2 sacks. I could not disagree with that more.
Yeah. Look, and I understand he's not a timing passer, but a lot of these routes that were being called were timing type of routes. Like, there was one where AJ was in between the safety and the nickel and the linebacker, and it was a tight window, but it would have had to take a timing throw to get it there. That's not Jalen's game. That's not going to be Jalen's game. So I'm not saying that Jalen played well, because Jalen had some really bad throws. He had some questionable decisions holding the ball, but I put more on Kellen Moore, because I just thought he didn't put a quarterback with rust, in a good position to succeed. I felt
the one play where he was rolling out, and instead of like throwing the ball away, he just sat and took the sack. That was bizarre. That was really bizarre. I have no excuses for that. No, that's not his game whatsoever.
No, it's not.
Yeah. What about you, Ryan?
Yeah, listen, I think coming into this game, we expected there to be some rust, some, perhaps leaning on the run game. And then that's kind of what they did. Obviously Jalen started out all right, but the Packers adjusted really well. And, there were definitely a lot of times where there wasn't anybody open. And, it was hard for Jalen to do anything when, you got nobody to throw to. So, I'll give a lot of credit to the Packers defense. I'm kind of with Rob a little bit. Yeah, I don't think it's as dire that it was Kellen Moore's, all his fault. But yeah, he didn't have the greatest game plan, and he didn't adjust that well. And listen, I don't know. I think people are making a bigger deal about this. I think, most of this is, Jalen just coming back after being, when was the last time he played? It was practically a month.
Yeah.
So, again, that has to be a big factor in all this. And, I would hope that, with another full week of practice and setting up for the Rams or the Vikings, I expect him to be much, much better. I expect the game plan to be much better. And, I think we should have a full Jalen, and Kellen Moore should plan accordingly. I think that was maybe part of the reason why Kellen Moore, perhaps is getting the majority of the blame, is because perhaps he felt like he couldn't unleash Jalen completely as he wanted to.
But that's the baffling piece of this. Like, again, he's missed 3 weeks. You want to get him in rhythm. Go ahead, Ryan.
Right. And just to for Marshawn, I get what you're saying. I think the rust is the adjusting. Is the adjusting to what the defense is going to throw it to you. I think you started out 6 for 6. Yes, that was great. Then the Packers adjusted, and he didn't know how to adjust back, and neither did Kellen Moore.
Yeah, but even that 6 for 6.
It wasn't like it was,
He had a lot of quick throws. He had the one where he had all day to throw, and Dotson breaks open in the back of the end zone.
He had 5 hours to throw that one.
Yeah, AJ's only catch of the game I thought was a great catch, not necessarily a great throw.
Yeah.
But look, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh God, the world's falling and crumbling at this point, because I really don't think that it is.
Yeah, I couldn't care less that the offense didn't look as great as we all wanted it to. They did their job. They won the damn game. Who the hell cares?
I agree with Marshawn. If Saquon ran that and made it almost 30 points for the Eagles offense, we'd be
potentially
having a different narrative.
I think, but I still think the narrative is the offense left a lot to be desired. Like, and oh, by the way, touchdown with under 2 minutes to play on a, would have been it would have been great. And yeah, you would have said, hell, they scored 20, but I would have said, yeah, they scored 29 points and did not play well. That would have been my narrative.
That's how it works when it comes to garbage time, points.
Yeah.
Is that when the offense or the team that's winning scores them, you're like, whatever, But and then when the defense gives it up, you're like, oh man, you guys almost lost that one.
And look, Robert's right. I think but to me, that's a problem with Kellen Moore. You can't just give in. And if he likes the deep route, the long taking, developing routes cannot be the only things you're running. It can't be. No. You cannot do it.
Or the bubble screens to Devontae Smith's side. What are we doing? I just.
And
throwing the ball 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, that screen to Saquon on third down was just I understand it. They're Mufasa, and I just think they need to start utilizing, more slants, more, more ins,
more mesh,
more mesh. Yeah, more, it's just, I don't know. It's just, I just feel like they don't ever seem to utilize what we all think and agree is what they do best, and they don't seem to do it.
And this is a interesting comment from Tech about McKee being rusty when he plays pick. I mean, the offense with the rollouts.
I don't want to hear that. It's different.
Different.
It's different when you're coming back from an injury, especially a head injury. You have no idea how that affects each individual person. It's just it's one that you'll never be able to quantify. So again, I'm never going to say one person over the other. Oh well, he did it, so why couldn't he? It's completely different.
I think Jalen's a gamer. Win first. Put your neck on the line if you have to. Yeah, he will do that.
He wins. It's what he does. He wins.
Yep. And then there's no shit talking on Justin Herbert out there.
Yeah, you know what? Thank you. I was literally just.
Oh my God, it's so ridiculous.
The fact of the matter is that Jalen Hurts has gotten more crap for his game than Justin Herbert has gotten for his. And how many? I mean, he's still throwing interceptions to Houston over there. It's unbelievable. And people just give him a pass and they just let him go. Still call him a top 5 quarterback because, it's Justin Herbert. We'll never go off of that.
Robert says, got to go back to work. Love your show. Thanks, Robert. Sixers look like a big dollar trend. I have zero interest in talking about the Sixers, man. I am so beyond done with the Sixers.
I did get my first full game courtside. I was second row the other night, which was pretty freaking cool.
Cool. Where was my invite?
The same place that my Eagles playoff invite's been.
All right, we can work something out.
Yeah, all right.
I don't get it. Where's the mesh? Herbert is getting. Did he get killed? I haven't seen it.
Then that's on. Yeah, that's on both of us.
No, Chase Daniels say I'm going to double down on my love for Justin Herbert. Okay, great.
Pistons post game absolutely not. Absolutely not. What was cool about watching the Sixers? You tell me, Marshawn. I have no idea.
When I was sitting on the court and getting waited on. That's what that's what.
Oh, that's cool.
I
You
felt
could
like
just go to a nice restaurant and do that.
I felt like a big wig that day. That's all.
Yep. All right. Any
So,
other comments on the offense before we roll into segment 3, player of the game? Going once, going twice. Ryan, who is your player of the game?
Damn it. You always go to Ryan first.
That's not true.
What can I say? He likes me better. Yeah. No, you know what, Rob? You're tired. You're yawning. Yeah. You know,
listen, I went back to like real people work today. I was up at 5 a.m.
Oh no!
I was in a classroom with kids.
It was
what grade?
The worst.
High school, sophomores and seniors.
Sophomores
and seniors.
Well, listen, I didn't work at all today because I was smart and I took off because I was down at the game. So I'll allow you to have this one, please.
Yeah, well, maybe if I was at the game, I would have took off too, but someone didn't invite me. Okay, so I will take it. I'm just going to take it, and I'm going to go Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith, man, 2 sacks, injured their right guard or their left guard. I thought was in the backfield, even against the run. I thought he set the edge well against the run. On that one play late in the game where it was 3rd and 3, where Jalen Carter kind of blew it up, Nolan Smith was there too to make it 4th and 3, and then they ended up throwing the ball out of bounds, basically. I'm just, look, if Nakobe Dean was the kid that I was like my child, like I was watching my child, Nolan Smith is a kid that I've just been rooting a hell of a lot for. And to see what he's done, not just from year to year, but throughout this season, what he has been able to do getting better throughout the season has just been great. And for it to culminate in a playoff game in which he gets 2 sacks is really special. So Nolan Smith.
By the way, that's the same right tackle that beat Lane Johnson for All-Pro. Right there.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Zach Tom.
Ugh.
Yeah. All right. Nolan Smith, man, he's special, dude. They're just, man, he is coming on. He's coming on. That's going to be really fun. Watching Nolan Smith and Landon Jackson be the edge rushers for the Eagles next year. It's going to be great.
I'll just throw out a random edge.
Random edge.
Not random. Obviously, I know you love yourself some Landon Jackson, but
I do. Ryan, who's your player of the game?
I'm gonna have a Dibes answer here. I'm gonna say Vic Fangio.
Oh my God, you're friggin' cheating! Unbelievable.
Only because I had a feeling that Dibes might have went there. But listen, I thought, Rob teaches life.
I've been teaching, all my life, life lessons. Every now and again, I pop myself back into the classroom to show people what a real teacher looks like.
Pull me back in.
Although in my introductory press conference today, now as I introduced myself to each class, I absolutely threw a shameless plug for every single class and said, by the way, if any of your moms or dads or nieces or nephews or cousins are looking to buy or sell a home, please tell them that the best realtor in South Jersey is now your English teacher. Just take my word for it. I am. So I was doing everything today. Many hats today.
You obviously missed on quite the biggest hat you should have thrown in and told them.
Listen, when
this hat
live
every Monday.
When this hat gets me commission checks that can pay 3 months of my mortgage, then I will do that. Damn it!
Hey, listen. I get it, but you should have shameless plugged yourself tonight.
I'm going to be in there every day.
How many kids in your classroom? You could have 20 extra shameless.
And listen, I learned the hard way by doing that the last time I was a teacher. It doesn't go well when the kids start. It gets bad. You just don't want to go that route.
No, I've been in the school system for a long time. Nobody knows about, at least I think, nobody knows about any of this. That's big for me.
Between Tech and Marshawn today, they're just coming up with one-liners and zingers on me and Ryan, and I love it. Yeah. I'm here for it. Yeah, keep it coming.
Who do we get? We got Rob, player of the game. Ryan, who's your player of the game?
Remember Ryan cheated.
Yeah, remember I cheated.
Oh, Vic Fangio.
Yeah. Listen, I thought he had a fantastic game plan on what was supposed to be one of the better scoring offenses in the league and shut them down to 10 points, even with missing Nakobe Dean for a good portion of this game. Yeah, absolutely he does. Listen, we need him to have player of the game every single week. So
I don't know.
My player of the games. It was my player of the game for post game. I'm sticking with it. Give me Dallas Goedert. Dallas Goedert, man, the triple stiff arm.
He needs the anger run scepter.
Yeah, he does.
He was the best player on offense. It was arguably the biggest player of the game.
I immediately apologized to Dallas for all the shit I've been talking on him.
That's exactly where I was going with that, Ryan.
But don't worry. The second he, gets a paper cut and is out for 4 weeks, we're going to be right back on that train.
Yeah. Dallas Goedert, 4 catches, 47 yards. The Eagles needed every single one of those catches. The one he had was a first down. Him as being out there as a blocker. That was just massive for this Eagles team. Just that physicality paired with this Eagles offense is so exciting. It's just, man, just stay on the fucking field, man. Right. Rob's favorite character in Rocky.
That might be the most insulting thing anyone has ever said to me, Marshawn. How dare you? I would fight Tommy Gunn, and by the way, Rocky's punk ass son in Rocky 5 too. That little boy deserved to get beat up. I said it. He deserved to get beat up.
Oh my God.
Don't you ever tell me that I like Tommy Gunn. I want to punch Tommy Gunn in his face. I'm his stupid mullet.
So I'm dead.
Q, listen, I don't hate stud TV. Stud tight ends. I really did like Alex Goddard, but availability is the best ability, and I've always thought that, and I always will believe that. And we have been desperately needing a backup tight end. What better way than to do it this year? Grab a tight end in the first or second round. If Dallas still wants to be here, that's great. We'll have a nice two-headed monster, and when he eventually goes out, the rookie will step up, and then he'll never let it go again. That's all.
Death, taxes, and Ryan talking about Dallas all day. That's all he does.
Oh, that's not. That's unfair.
All right. As the Vikings, was that a defensive touchdown? I don't know what just happened.
Yes, but
was it?
Stafford
I just saw on the field. Run it to the end zone.
Yeah, but they're all cheering, but Stafford stayed on the field. So
okay. I didn't see the play.
Well, that's because he's.
Ooh, I don't know.
Exactly.
That is a dangerous play. His arm does kind of go forward.
That's a fumble.
But I don't. His arm kind of goes forward.
He kind of flicks it. Ryan watched Wicked 3 times last year. One of the worst movies I've seen all year.
Yeah. This guy saw it. This guy didn't.
First of all, I only got through like half of it, and I had to stop because it's unbearable.
I watch it with my daughters.
I hated it.
Valid excuse.
But I'm a musical guy. I like musicals, so I always watch them, and I'm a big play guy. Like to go to see some plays. Big Hamilton fan right here.
I am not.
Yeah, like you didn't like it, but you're not a music. Like if you're a musical guy, it was good for what it needed to be. Yeah. You know what I mean? But you know what that movie does? We are way off the rails. But you know what that movie does? It makes me hate The Wizard of Oz. Because God damn it, if The Wizard of Oz doesn't make you believe that the Wicked Witch of the West is the most evil person in the world. No, man. You all did that crap to her. I wish all the Munchkins got wiped out. Yes, I said it.
Times watches The Notebook alone. I will take Sam Darnold all day, every day. Wow. Without a doubt. In fact, wait, I didn't give my play. Yeah, I did. Dallas got it. Let's go to.
Sorry, you guys were talking about musicals. I know how distracting that can be.
All right, let's get to
Not Mamma Mia. That's one I won't watch. Damn it!
Oh my god, I hate that. Oh,
I
that's
refuse
my
to watch
nightmare.
Mamma Mia.
That is my nightmare. Mamma Mia, those kind of movies, I just can't. I can't.
Greatest Showman, love it.
Is it
Greatest Showman's fun.
because you hate ABBA, or is just the movie / musical that awful?
The movie / musical.
Cringe.
I can't
it's
do
all
that.
cringe. It's too. I don't know how to describe it. But there are like weird musicals that I do like. I thought Greatest Showman was pretty entertaining.
I think the only musical I've ever seen is Rocky Horror Picture Show, right? That counts, right?
Yeah.
That's about it. One and done.
I'm a big play guy. Big play guy.
I'm sure you are.
Could I get to go see Denzel and Jake Gyllenhaal do Othello on Broadway? Pumped about that.
I didn't really care for Hamilton. I will say I watched Tick Tick Boom with Andrew Garfield.
Outstanding.
That was really, really good. Trying to think of any other musicals that were actually like decent.
I'm obsessed with Hamilton. I
never understood the hype. Never.
Oh my God, you're nuts.
I enjoyed the Matilda musical.
Wait a minute. You didn't like Hamilton, but you liked Matilda? Get the hell out of here.
It was fun.
Showgirls.
the first seasons of Glee were actually pretty good. Very Sister Act that's not a musical though, right?
I mean, it can be considered, but I don't know.
Is there a live show post game? What? I don't get it. All right. Anyway, let's roll on to divisional round preview.
We still got to talk about that.
All right. Vikings or the Rams. You look at the Vikings. Offense is solid. Drop back EPA second. Run game EPA first. They're 9th in points per game, 14th in offensive EPA. Defense ranked 3rd. Defensive EPA second. The Vikings are a well-rounded squad. They're good. I don't think they're as great as the numbers indicate. And then you get to the Rams. They're kind of middle of the pack on offense, middle of the pack on defense, but really are kind of the hotter team. They won, 9 of the last 11 with their starters playing. I am not a big Darnold guy, but they've got a solid point differential to – since week 6, they're plus 26. That being said, they also haven't scored more than 20 points since week 14. So what is your kind of preference, Rob? Who would you go with? Vikings or Rams?
Yeah, so there's two things for me. I always look at the team that's not as hot coming in, and then I look at the quarterback, and both of those lead me to Minnesota. Look, the Rams have a lot of weapons. All right. The Rams are going to go with Puka and Cooper and Kyron Williams and Higbee, and then they have a true veteran quarterback who was a star in this league for a long time in Matt Stafford. Now, the Rams defense, I believe you can absolutely bully with Saquon Barkley. I do believe Saquon Barkley can bully them again like he did the last time. And if they decide they want to take that away, I don't trust them to be able to cover AJ and Devontae.
Rob thinks Yellowstone is the black. Marshawn is just on a.
Yeah. Also, which Stand By Me is my favorite because there's the.
First of all, Yellowstone, great show. Black Panther, great movie. Yellowstone, not the Black Panther to white people. Just put that. But anyway, back to my subject. Get on topic, Marshawn.
Wyoming forever.
Oh, by the way, I just realized this. So our sister network, Eagles Pinpool, hosts all the post-game and halftime shows for the Eagles. So go subscribe there, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube.
Eagles Pin Pull Network.
Yeah, go check it out. Sorry, bro.
That is slower.
So anyway, as far as the Vikings are concerned, I don't think the Vikings are as great as a lot of people do. Yes, they have Justin Jefferson. They got some nice weapons, but I don't think they have the weapons that the Rams have. And Sam Darnold is not Matt Stafford. And I'm sorry, but I'm just not that impressed with Sam Darnold. So for me, I'd rather see the Vikings. However, I'm not concerned about either team. Like, I'm not like nervous about either team. I believe the Eagles beat either team here in Philadelphia.
The Rams defense is really bad. Really bad. Even though the Vikings only have 3 points in this one so far, 13 minutes left in the second quarter. That interests me as well. Ryan, what's your take?
Yeah, honestly, I couldn't give.
He doesn't care.
2 F's who the hell's coming. I don't care if it's the freaking Monstars that are coming. I'm going Philly all the way here. But listen, I think both quarterbacks are ass. I've never liked Matthew Stafford. Hate me for all you want. Never thought he was a really good quarterback. I think a lot of him is hype. Sam Darnold, congratulations, bud. You're finally, after 17 years in this league, finally having a good season. I just look at, who maybe has the best player overall. And obviously, to me, that's Justin Jefferson. So can he take over a game with Sam Darnold? It's harder to do than not. But you're right. I think the Rams coming here is probably going to be the easier for us. I think the matchup is better for us. And obviously we've already done it and we know what to expect. So
ask the Buccaneers how that mentality worked out for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not ripping you, Ryan. I'm just saying in the midst of, you play a team earlier in the season. It does not.
Obviously, it doesn't guarantee anything, obviously. Yeah. But I'm just saying, the Rams offense is their most potent, part of their game. And we were able to manage it. And I think we can manage it again. So to answer your question, I'll say I'd rather see the Rams, but in reality, couldn't give a shit who the hell comes through there. They're not leaving with a victory. That's all I'm saying.
Marshawn says Sam Darnold looks like he's busy during tax season. More good shows on Eagles Pinpool on the same page. One of the best shows of the week. Without a doubt. And Ryan's show, of course.
Our show. I was actually going to say, but whatever. Yeah, my show too.
I'm not over there. Don't worry about me.
Yeah, we're not allowing Rob in yet.
I'm not allowed into the Pinpool network.
You've joined like at least a handful of post games.
This is true.
You got pin pulled out of there.
Oh, that was a good one. He stayed up all week writing that one.
I sure did. Let's see what happened.
Let's get to last segment of the night. Who is the biggest X factor for the Eagles in the divisional round? Lead us off, Ryan. Who do you think?
I mean, it has to be whoever. It has to be whoever replaces the Kobe Dean.
Ah, shit. That was mine too.
It was all of yours because that is the only answer to this question.
The Vikings just had like 4th and 19, and there was a roughing the punter, and now they have a first down at the 50.
Oh, well, there you go. But yeah, Oren Burks or Trot, again, it's going to be Oren Burks. He's obviously the answer, and it's the only answer really, because his play is going to determine the rest of the defense. Will they have to slowly cover for him? Will they have to put themselves slightly out of position in order to safeguard for Oren Burks, and then thus affecting the rest of the defense? But if he can just manage to be in the right spots, do his job. He doesn't have to do it excellent, just has to do an okay job. That's all he's got to do. So,
all right. Stealing both of ours. Oren Burks for Ryan. Rob, who's your X factor?
I don't know.
Whatever book AJ's about to read.
Yeah. No. Let's go Cooper DeJean. And I say Cooper DeJean because I think that with the loss of Nakobe Dean, he's going to have to make more plays. I think if you play the Rams, it becomes a huge thing, obviously, because of who the receivers they have. Honestly, if you play Minnesota, that's an interception by Darnold, so may not be playing them. But if you play Minnesota, Jordan Addison, guy that may run out of the slot a little bit. I think Cooper DeJean's going to make some big plays. I do. I'm gonna put it on him to continue the season he's having and make some big plays from that slot corner. And then if he has to slide inside and play a couple different positions as they try and figure out what to do with no Nakobe Dean.
Yeah, that's a good one. X Factor is more reps for Tanner McKee. I'll go. How about? Because I went Dallas Goedert last week, so I'm not going Goddard again. We'll go different. Let me go Moro Ajomo. That guy actually played 10 more snaps than Jordan Davis, which was a little surprising.
Jordan Davis only was on the field for 4 pass rushes, I believe. It's
crazy, which is fine. He's great at what he does because Josh Jacobs did nothing when Jordan Davis was on the field. Anthony DeBona of Philly Sports Network. I love his tweets. He always puts out the tweets of like how many yards the running back has when Jordan Davis is on the field. I love those tweets. And he had nothing. So he's a specialist. That's what Jordan Davis does. But Moro Jomo is kind of slowly ramping up to take that Milton Williams role next year for sure.
Is it true? Is it true? Because I just looked at what Marshawn said. Is it true that the officials doing this game are the ones that threw C.J. Gardner-Johnson out of the Washington game?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ almighty. I'm already – see, that's not good because I'm already in my head. And the first bad call they make, I'm going to scare my newly adopted pup again because I'm going to scream super loud at the television.
Yep. Donald threw a pick like Elton Brand in the trade deadline. Parsons knows more words in the Eagles fight song than Ryan. X Factors, the NFL officials, Jalen and Kellen, and then independent medical staff.
Jesus God.
All right. Should we do predictions? Do you want to do I don't even know how to do that.
It's pretty hard to do that. Let's put it this way. I think we're all going to say Eagles win.
Yeah.
I think we're all on board.
I actually think I think they're going to score closer to 30 this week.
Yeah, I think the offense gets a little closer to what we expect.
Yep. All right, let's wrap it up. We're over an hour.
I'm tired.
I know. Time for Mufasa to go to bed.
Time for both of you. Don't exclude yourself like as if you're not going to go right to bed after this.
I'm going to go sit on the couch for a little bit, and then I'll go to bed.
Yeah, after you pass out and wake up in an hour.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Rob, any final thoughts on the divisional round plugs? Tom George.
Yeah, look, man, the Eagles are now in a season of 3 games. They got to go 3-0, but it starts this week, Sunday, 3:00. Hopefully Ryan asked me to go and I'll be there. But if not, just, not to make you feel bad, Ryan, but this will be the first time in almost 20 years that I did not make it to one Philadelphia Eagles game. So Ryan, I'm just going to put that out there for you.
That's supposed to, the weight of that is supposed to be all on my shoulders.
That movie sucked.
The fact that you saw it.
Not watching it.
2 daughters, Rye. 2 daughters, Rye. 2 daughters.
Lay the iron fist down, Rob, and say no Harvey.
But anyway, follow me, Philly_Madness. Catch me here, Party on Broad. Obviously, you're not catching me on the Pin Pull Network because the pin's been pulled out. It's just and Ryan's very good at the pull-out game, so that's okay. But maybe me and Ryan will grace you with some agree to disagree this week. Last week it did not work because I had kids sick.
Disagree to agree is the name of the show.
Disagree to agree. What did I say?
You said it the other way.
All right. I'm tired.
Oh man. Ryan, you're up, man.
What am I doing here? I don't know.
We're doing final thoughts.
Oh yeah.
He brags about it, Sean. He brags about it. He brags about it. It's really weird. He brings it up all the time.
I do. It's the only thing I'm good at.
I can't believe you just said that.
Hey, listen, I'm single, looking to mingle, you know. Anyway, I will be down there once again come this Sunday tailgating in the M lot. So come find us. A couple people found us last week or yesterday. It was a great time. Tailgate was in full swing.
I should be there.
Good. You should just come and then go to Xfinity Live.
Oh, wow. Just throw my ass to Xfinity Live.
It is, but I mean, true is true. But anyway, I will be on the Eagles Pinball Network tomorrow, starting at 8 o'clock with Birds of the Round Table, 9 o'clock Armchair Scouts, Wednesday Football Smack Talk Show, and then maybe Dives and I will do Party on Broad this weekend at some point. But yes, the next episodes of Disagree to Agree will be happening this week. I promise you that. So
there you go.
Q, you got tickets? You going down there?
Q, can I pay you with IOUs? Because I ain't got it.
Yeah, Rob will sell your house, but 1 less % commission.
Yes, yeah, which would be a hell of a lot less than a hell of a lot more money in your pocket than $500 a ticket.
Hey, listen, by the way, that is a great show. Not Jerry, but the Landman. He's right.
Oh, tremendous show.
Great
That
show.
scene with Jerry Jones made me so
I was like, how long is this old fuck gonna start to freaking talking?
and he just kept going.
He just kept going. Like, shut up.
I said, I kept
die in peace.
The entire time I'm sitting there thinking to myself, when are you going to talk about all the young girls that you have made feel very uncomfortable in your presence?
Yeah, right. Yeah, let's talk about the family impact of that.
Yeah, dick.
Yeah, asshole.
All right, guys, we're wrapping it up. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Comments were amazing, as always. Next level tonight. Monday nights, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, Party on Broad. Check us out tomorrow at 8 o'clock as well for Birds of the Round Table. I'm not sure if we're doing a college football championship preview.
Boo.
I would assume so. Sorry, Rob.
So depressing of a championship game.
I can't even imagine. What? I think it's going to be a great game, but
I just hate Ohio State and the fact that Drew Aller threw that pass has haunted me
what an idiot.
Since Thursday night. It still is haunting me because they have dominated the football game.
I can't even. I don't know how dominate.
The first half was an absolute domination.
They won the trenches. There's no doubt. Yeah.
And then when you score late like that, you think that it's just that pass will irk me till the end of time.
Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. That was my first thought. Was like, I'm not messaging any of my Penn State friends whatsoever.
Yeah, it was tough.
I can't even imagine being a Penn State fan. I would be done.
That was like Mr. T saying pain was just in my head.
Yeah, well, listen, Penn State fans are used to it, so
that's true.
Tank for the other Cooper. All right, we are talking about
flag.
I think that's the Sixers, right?
Yeah. Cooper Flag.
Cooper Flag.
I got that one. Hey.
All right, guys, we are Party on Broad for Ryan at Philly Sports PSA on X. That is Rob Lange at Philly_Mufasa. I am Dobbs, Mr. Crockpot. Stay awesome, everyone.
I'm just accepting. I don't care.